Hey, cool cats and kittens out there. Welcome to the Piss Me Off Podcast, the podcast about the greatest story you'll never read.
I'm Alex.
And I'm Russell. Rusty, either one.
All right. Episode 4, Horse Spirit.
Gotta say, I specifically like this one a lot. There's a lot of funny quips in it.
This one's fun.
This one is a fun read.
This one's fun. The thing that sucks about this one is that this is what kind of turns a lot of people off because it's a little ridiculous, but you got to realize that the ridiculous character in this episode is the ridiculous character of the first season. There's also a ridiculous character in the second season, a ridiculous character in the third season.
So it all goes together pretty well.
Yeah,
as a whole.
There's a lot of crazy shit that happens throughout this series that involves a bunch of stupid shit. It's if you haven't figured that out already, this one will definitely put it into perspective for you.
Oh yeah.
Apologize about the lighting. We're working with what we got. We're at Chris's house, Chris from the story, and Chris is not here.
Yeah.
This is Alex's idea.
It's
we got this dope. We're at the ocean.
We're in the ocean.
We're in the ocean right now.
We paused it though for the podcast, so it won't be so noisy.
Yeah. So we're still on. What was it? Virus vacay. Hashtag virus vacay 2020.
Hashtag where's Austin Black.
We don't really prep for this. Hashtag where's Austin Black. He still hasn't hit me up. Still working on getting shirts for that.
Where do you want to start this one, bud?
I guess we'll just start at the top. So the episode 3, supposed to keep that out of frame. Episode 3, last thing that happened, there was the evil hooker. Well, she wasn't evil. She was just a...
Well, at the time, we thought she was evil. So at the end of the season, or episode 3, she was an evil demon spirit or whatever the fuck.
She was, yeah. She was into whatever those girls are called that are into that weird shit. Wiccans.
I think that's a Wiccan's a nice version. I think a witch, and then there's a Wiccan is like the nicer. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not.
I thought a Wiccan was like a religion.
I think it.
She was her own religion that I made up.
Whatever it is.
Anyways, so she did her little thing to summon a ghost, killing the cat, of course, as you'll recall. And so this one starts at the top. The very next morning, Rusty's just coming down from tripping, and he wakes up. He says he's got to do the right thing, and he picks up the cat carcass and throws it in the cat carrier. And then he's going to take it. We'll see where he's going to take it.
My character has... well, we'll get to that, actually. Sorry.
Yeah, don't get ahead.
I apologize.
So then he meets a kid, his neighbor. He doesn't meet him. He sees his neighbor, Harvey, who's based off a real person. There's a few people in this that are based off real people. I guess he's based off a real kid. So I'll just jump ahead and say that there's a character, Ray, in here who is based off this guy that I worked with when I was in Kentucky and South Carolina. And then for that job, you had to be, you lived with the employees. And then that guy had 2 sons. One of them who Harvey is based off, little Pillsbury Doughboy, fat kid. And yeah, a lot of the lines that they say to Harvey, we really used to say, me and Austin Black used to say to the real Harvey.
Shout out to that kid's that guy's kid.
Shout out to that guy's kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Rusty sees the kids. They're playing Ghostbusters, and Rusty mentions the fact that there's a ghost at his house because Rusty and Alex have been hearing laughing all morning. A kind of quack laugh, which is I can't impersonate it for you, but it's based off a real person. No, she would kind of not bad. It was more like a. We'll get into her later.
Oh, we will. We'll definitely get into her later.
You don't want to believe me.
Believe me. What have you been there? This fictitious character.
I'm white trash, so possibly
I would do it.
Well, like I said, we'll get into her later. So yeah, there's a ghost in the house now.
Alex's character and my character tries to cleanse the house, essentially, because I freak out.
Hold on, you're getting way too far ahead. So Rusty is getting rid of the cat corpse, and he decides to be a good person, and he gives it back to Katie. He takes a cat carrier that's filled with a dead cat and just cat organs and anything that would be left from a gutted cat. And,
anything that I didn't eat.
And drops it off at her front door, rings the doorbell, and runs. And he tries to say that it was a good thing. He honestly thinks he was doing a good thing, but it's a little bit psychopathic.
Very psychopathic. My character calls out immediately because my character, knowing the entire outlook of what's happened recently in the last 48 hours, I like that my character says.
Right.
It's a good timeline. It's been a lot of messed up stuff that his character had done to Katie's character.
Right. So like episode 2, 3, and 4 kind of all fall into a 48-hour period.
Verse 48.
That's what I mean when I say that it's fucking it's linear. Right? Everything connects. You'll see.
I don't have a fan blown on me and I still smell it. Whatever.
You can't see the stain, but Alex just had a baby throw up on him not 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, I got it pretty good. Yeah.
God, I hate the lighting in this one. Oh well.
Oh well.
Yeah. So he brings the ghost. He brings the cat back to Katie on his way back. I forgot to mention that he makes a deal with the Ghostbusters because Harvey says that the little boy says that he saw on a YouTube video how to get rid of the ghosts.
Which is funny because there's 1.5 million freaking people out there posting videos about catching ghosts.
I'm sure you could find one. And then I don't know how I came up with the fire extinguisher. I probably saw it in a movie.
Some farcical video.
The vacuum seemed reasonable enough for me for 12-year-olds to think that was real, and of course Rusty to think that they could do it because Rusty's...
Well, in Rusty's defense, he was coming off a mushroom, so anything sounds like a good idea when you got a dead cat sitting next to you and you're coming down off mushrooms.
Yeah. And if you have a ghost in the house, I mean, might as well just like take your chances with it.
I like how we just didn't contribute to any like weird pipes or anything. We're just like, yep, that's a ghost.
Well, she was summoning a ghost, and then there was all of a sudden some strange, crazy, loud laugh coming.
But our characters were so into it immediately, we just didn't even acknowledge. We didn't even try to justify it as anything else. We just like, oh, that's a fucking ghost. Immediately we knew.
I guess I didn't didn't care too much about them thinking it was something else. I had too much to write about. It's
a loaded one.
Yeah, there's a lot that happens in this. This is a little bit longer than... There's definitely ones that are longer than this one, but this is probably the first one that's like...
over the average.
Yeah. This is like 14 pages.
13 and a half.
13 and a half. So then after Alex berates Rusty for giving the cat back to Katie, Ghostbusters start to make their way over, which is Harvey and 2 other kids.
The cutest damn thing you've ever seen.
Yeah. This kid, we used to make fun of him all the time because he had this sweet little Pillsbury Doughboy voice. You would talk like this. And we would make fun of him and we'd tickle him and say, "Ooh, he's gonna get your cookies."
Maybe you should have put a part in.
Probably too old for that, but it was just funny because he was fat.
It would be funny if there's a part where somebody accidentally pokes him or like,
God, I hate fucking lighting in this. This is so shitty. We won't do it from here again because this is a terrible idea. It's been a hassle so far.
Well,
we're intruding on people who are living here.
We're not intruding on shit.
Anyways, that's what we do. We're like the coronavirus. We just invade your house.
Yeah. By the way, I'm not a jazz fan. This was given to me from a girl for Christmas.
But it was another guy's jersey.
It was another guy's jersey. Apparently, I did a better job, so I deserve the jersey.
And all that jazz. Yeah, so the Ghostbusters, they come in to the house to get rid of the ghosts.
Busted.
Yeah,
in other words.
They spray the fire extinguisher and they see her fat body.
Yeah, which is funny because I wasn't expecting the dead. Like when you're dead, you'd
God,
expect
I hope she
your
doesn't see this.
You would hope your fat would just like go with you when you die. It was like, nope, you're gonna be fat in the afterlife.
Yeah, when you die, you want to be like, you want to come back. It's like 20.
Yeah,
24.
prime.
Yeah,
Prime. I want to be like 07 LeBron.
Yeah, I don't think that's how that works.
Well, I mean, nobody knows
What?
how you turn out. Like when
everybody's just LeBron James.
No, I'm saying nobody knows what your body goes back to when you die. Obviously, your projection, whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, because probably doesn't happen because it's pretty far fetched. But
yeah, there's a bunch of ghost dicks floating.
One can
around.
hope.
Just be careful when you yawn, guys. Anyway.
Yeah, it's hard that I have to wait till the end to talk about the ghost because there's a lot of. Oh well, fuck it. Let's just
dive on in, man.
Let's just keep going. So once he sprays the fire extinguisher on the ghost, they all scream because they see a ghost, and she slams the door shut with Harvey still in. Harvey is screaming at the top of his lungs, obviously, as a kid would if he's being attacked by a ghost.
I call it attacked.
Yeah, and then you hear her yell, "Daddy!" She says,
"My character hears a slight daddy," and
she
what
calls
the fuck
him
was
daddy.
that?
I'm gonna have to get into this girl. So the ghost is based on a real person.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot it was.
Yeah, dude,
that's what I've been saying
the whole time.
I forgot that it was. I knew that before, but
yeah, another person I lived with in Kentucky. She was also a
salesman rep or whatever you guys were doing.
Whatever we were called. I don't remember what we were called.
They were selling roofs or whatever the hell they were doing.
We were selling roofs for. I didn't say the company's name, did I? Okay, good. Yeah, we were selling roofs, and this is how intelligent this girl was. She was going through the attic to look for a hole in the ceiling, and going into a customer's house to do an estimate. God, I hope she doesn't see this.
They don't even fucking want you in the house in the first place.
Yeah, you want to go in there seeming like a professional. This girl went into the attic to look for a leak. Apparently, never been in an attic before, so she didn't know that you're supposed to walk on the beams.
Orientation has failed her.
Fell right through the ceiling. I'm pretty sure that's what we call an Alex.
Don't fucking coin that phrase. That never happens.
Fell right. What is it? Trademark?
Coin it, trademark. Don't use it again.
Trademark is
Don't use it again.
The patent thing. Sorry, I have coronavirus and my nose is leaking.
And I can't survive without coronavirus, so we can't leave each other's side. So
that's true.
It's one of those relationships.
I really need to blow my nose.
You don't need to blow me.
Yeah, we might have to reshoot this one because this is getting a little weird. So yeah, and she falls through the ceiling. Pretty sure she broke the fan. Of course, the company had to pay for that. So roof expert comes in to do an estimate on your house, and then they fall through the fucking ceiling because they don't know how to walk on the beams. Yeah, this girl was something else. One of the strangest people I've ever met in my life.
Yeah, I didn't. When he had originally told me about this girl years ago, I didn't believe it because I have experienced girls that were what she is, but less. And I'm not going to say anything good or bad. Just who she was. I'd experienced girls that were not as far as that. So, and they were pretty far, so I didn't believe who it was. And I seen videos, and he showed me other evidence of this girl's persona. And
she had just gotten out of prison. She needed a job. Since we're not saying her name, I'll say it was for attempted murder.
For attempted murder.
She had a dead tooth.
Should we? Oh, God damn it! Are you leading into anything?
I'm not leading into anything. I just think she had a dead tooth. Yeah. So the ghost ends up raping the 12-year-old. Which is, again, it's just a story. All right.
Yeah. Obviously, if there was somebody really getting raped, I'd break the door down.
To also rape them.
Whoa!
God, I need to blow my fucking nose, dude. Can you go grab me a towel and I'll fucking pause it?
Yeah, pause it. I'll pee too.
And we're back. Sorry, I had to blow my nose. Alex needed a new beer because he spilled his own beer.
I didn't spill my beer. I poured it into my foot mouth.
So yeah,
No, I spilled it, but we got a stage crew clean it up. We're good.
The ghost rapes the kid. It's not a real kid.
But what was he
I
wearing?
mean, it's based off a real kid.
Was he asking for it? What was he wearing?
I didn't know
Shoot, he's a Ghostbuster.
Well, no, they didn't have jumpsuits. They're kids using their imagination. Well, you have a bad imagination.
Apparently.
The kids all got fucking... Some reason they went and got Ghostbusters jumpsuits, but they didn't get...
Dude, he went as far as to make an offer to you about busting ghosts. I figured he had the fucking equipment for it.
They're using a shop vac.
That's what the Ghostbusters used at first, and they had jumpsuits.
No, they didn't. They didn't use a shop vac.
On Zombieland, that's what Bill Murray used.
All right, so after the other kids run away, the Harvey runs out of the room, and then Alex starts freaking out, and then leaves. Rusty asks where he's going. He says he's going to church. So, however long later, Rusty shows up, or Alex
says an hour. An hour later, he pull back in the driveway.
So Alex shows up with a priest.
I went to a short service.
Or like an exorcist. I mean, I don't know. I think you have to be... I think, technically, I don't think any priest can perform exorcisms.
I think that they can, but it's not...
I thought it was like a designated person.
I think you have to have training at...
I believe you need to be an exorcist.
Yeah, but like you go to... there's like schools for that.
Yeah, but I don't think there's a lot of exorcists in the world.
No.
I think there's only like a handful.
There's not very many people exercising.
I would say because I think it's fake, but some people that are really close to me really say they've really seen one. So we'll go with that it's real. It's cooler if it's real too. I don't really believe in supernatural shit, but
I do.
I like to. Like I get what is that called? Sleep paralysis. I've never seen anything.
Sleep demon thing.
Yeah, I've never seen anything on sleep paralysis, which everybody does because my eyes are always closed. However, one day I was falling asleep, and then I went into the sleep paralysis thing, and I felt water being poured over my head. I was like, "What the fuck?" And I couldn't get up. I couldn't move, and I just felt just nonstop water, like a constant stream of water, and it started to like fill up to my lips. And I was like, okay, so I'm going to drown here if I don't get out of this. I ended up, getting myself out of it. I wouldn't say I woke up because I was awake, but I got out of this sleep paralysis. If you've never experienced it, it's really hard to look up the old hag, look up sleep paralysis online. There was no water on me at all. So if there was a demon fucking with me, I'm pretty sure he was pissing on me, which is cool, man. Whatever. I was into it.
Depending on what you're into, it's kind of hot.
Yeah, it was kind of hot.
Definitely warm for sure. Oh,
the old hag pissed on me. Wouldn't be the first time.
Definitely won't be the last.
So then Father McBride is the priest / exorcist.
I love that character's name, by the way.
Yeah. I don't know. Coming up with last names and shit's annoying.
Yeah, you got to, because you have to try to stray far away from like who's actually in it or who's actually representing it.
Not only that, but like, there's so many. Yeah, like when you just try to make up a last name, which there's a few last names in here that are made up. One's really good. Amanda's last name. You don't find out. I think it's the same episode. No, you have a last name in this. I think season 3, episode 1 is where you definitely find out Amanda's last name, which is a great last name. I think you find out yours too in that same episode. Mine is in the 2nd season. You find out my last name in this. Surnames are annoying.
See, granted, I haven't read this far, so I don't know anything about these last names. I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, well, you still have a while. Let's see, you still have.
Now, if you don't think I'm jumping ahead to see what my last name is, you're high.
And I'm not high, unfortunately.
Obviously.
So yeah, my favorite. I think my favorite line of the whole episode is when the priest is walking into the house and he starts sniffing and looks over towards the blood, and they think that he's gonna figure out what happened, and then he asks, "There were children here?" I think it's so
fuck is
funny.
this guy? He smells kids?
Yeah, the priest can just smell kids. That makes me laugh every time I read it.
He's that good.
Yeah. He's a good priest. He's been at it for a while.
Oh, God, the commentary when he's in the room is absolutely just ridiculous. The commentary, oh, son.
Well, I mean, yeah, so the ghost starts raping the priest, which starts with my favorite line, whereas the priest, my second favorite line, where the priest yells, "Jesus fucking Christ." That makes me laugh, too. She starts blowing the priest. The priest, Father McBride...
commentary suggests that he's having a young boy repent for his sins.
Yeah,
and the only way possible.
Commentary. He's imagining... Since the ghost is invisible, he's imagining a young boy,
doing that.
Which is, I mean, Christians and non-Christians alike, let's all agree that that's what priests do. They fuck children. I mean, if you're a fucking Catholic or something, you've probably been raped yourself. Not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying, I mean, it is a bad thing. I'm just saying, I'm not, judging you. I'm not judging you. Well, you've probably been raped, but I'm not judging you for being molested, but priests are the pieces of shit.
Sounds like you're judging.
It's a known fact that priests rape children. We don't know why. I don't know if it's in the Bible. I haven't read enough of it, but that's what they do. Priests rape children and they get away with it. Let's just say it out loud. Priests are pieces of shit.
I think it's actually part of John 3:16.
Is it?
No,
John 3:16.
No, it's just the most famous verse. So
yeah, exactly. I was going to say it's pretty famous. I don't think it has anything to do with raping children.
Definitely doesn't tell you to rape children.
Don't listen to your priest. Talk to God yourself. Pray. Don't listen to your priest because he's probably raping a kid when he's done talking to you. That's just a sad fact of Catholicism.
Who's giving up the kids, man?
Yeah.
Don't drop them on a church doorstep because no, don't do that.
So then another one of my favorite parts. I love this episode. I know it's a stupid character, the ghost, but
which is what I said when I first read it, and then when I got into it a little more, I was like, all right.
You got to understand, there's going to be a lot more stupid characters. That was really great stupid. My favorite stupid character is the one in the second season. It starts in season 2, episode 4.
Yeah, well, when I originally made that comment, I really didn't know what direction that he was going with this. So it was kind of a left turn at first that I thought, and then I got more into it, and I realized that it actually fits really well into the storyline. I was just too early at the time to be able to tell that, but it fits in very well.
If I look really red, it's because I am. Because I've been fucking cutting trees all day. Just pointing that out.
Actual trees, just to be clear. He's not.
I didn't actually cut them. I was the ground guy. I was fucking pulling limbs. What did you say? Or what did you mean? Cutting.
Trimming bud.
Yeah, no, I'm not that cool.
It's a job that people have, so we just figured I'd clarify because there'd be some stoners in Cali or Colorado. Like, dude, I was doing that today too, bro.
I don't think
ain't red, dude.
Nobody from Cali or Colorado watches this shit yet or reads it
yet.
Yet. Oh, it's gonna blow up.
Cali, you better start watching, man. I was stationed out there in Pendleton. I know like 3 people out there.
Yeah, Cali, and like throw me a writing job. Come on, dude. I've written the greatest thing of all time.
Where is LA at?
Fucking recognize.
Why do I not get phone calls from the Hollywood area code all day?
What is the Hollywood area code?
Probably fucking 1-800-STAR. I have no idea.
It is not an area code.
No, it's not.
So yeah, Redneck Ray is also based off a real person, like I said, that I worked with. Dude was in his 50s. He looked like he was in his 70s. I don't know if I took it out, but I said he looked like a camo Santa Claus.
You did. It's in there. You did not take it out.
It is in there? Yeah. Because that's what he looked like. He looked like Santa Claus with like a trim beard. And he was just this... And all the lingo, too, with Harvey and Ray, the way they talk is how they talk. Ray used to say everything and you'd be like, you follow me? And the only way I found out that Baptists don't like Catholics for some reason, other than the fact that priests rape every child they get their hands on, is that he told me that he doesn't like Catholics.
I knew that because my mother's Baptist, my father's Catholic, and they used to get, when I was a child, I remember these arguments and fights over where we were going to church. It was absolutely ridiculous. I'd be trying to take a bath.
Well, I want to go to the Baptist one because the priests aren't fucking raping kids.
Well, they had fucking games at the Baptist church. At Catholic church, I just had to sit there and shut my mouth or I got hit.
Games not involving
Neil, stand, sit.
Child genitalia.
Yeah. No, real games. Like, they were, you know,
not like The Catholics.
They make you happy about the Lord.
Did I mention that priests rape children?
But what were the kids wearing?
I get it.
Me too.
So yeah. And then so then Ray comes over, and I'm so losing this one. I'm sorry that this one sucks. But
book by its cover, it can get better.
It's not the cover. We're definitely in the meat of it right now.
Say meat again.
The episode's good. I'm just a little thrown off because we had
we had some issues with staging and things like that.
The lighting's been pissing me every time I look. We're looking at the camera right now. We're looking at ourselves, and all I see is shadows all over my face. Again, this is Alex's idea.
We very well may shoot this. I mean, my idea was, look at this awesome background. I mean, we could probably take this with us next time we do it, but
no. There's no reason to.
Not reason to, but there's no reason not to. They're not going to use it anymore.
She just said, "Don't ruin it."
Yeah, it's because her dad gave it to her, but it's already ruined. I picked it up for her. It's half mine. The hell?
That's not how that works.
Yeah. Martial law, Corona law.
So then Rusty starts freaking out after the priest is being raped, and he goes outside to have a cigarette. And then Harvey's dad, Ray, comes over and says that Harvey is hysterical because he said that somebody at the house did something sexually with him. And of course, Rusty's just kind of like frozen, like, how do I explain this? And luckily, the priest walks out, very proud of himself, stretching, zipping up his zipper, at least in my mind. I don't know if I wrote that.
You did.
And then looks at Harvey and says, "Cute kid," which is another one of my
is
favorite.
Dude, when you read that, when I read that, I was like, oh man, that's the icing on the cake. You're dying, son. You're gonna die today, boy.
And so basically, Rusty just takes that opportunity just to point at the priest because it's the easiest way to explain. And if you feel bad about that, just remember he was a priest. He's a child flutist. Stop raping kids, and then you won't be framed for a ghost rape. So then, of course, comes to the part where, like I said, every episode, I mentioned Nick.
Oh, yeah.
No dialogue.
And this one was the closest by far. Like, he was on his way over. And I love...
Until the next one.
Yeah. Because he... until the next one.
Yeah.
He fucking... I was like, he's on his way over. He wants to... What is it? Fight fire with fire was the line?
He wants to fight fire with fire.
And Rusty's like, what, is he gonna fuck it?
He just wants to fuck the ghost.
Yeah, he just wants to fuck the ghost. And if you knew Nick, which none of you do, I think...
You would know he would really fuck a ghost.
Yes, he would definitely fuck a ghost.
No,
Nick,
so
settle your shit.
He probably wouldn't. But here's the thing about Nick. I think I said this in the last episode about how he didn't want to hang out with anybody because
the corona. I'm not sure if you said it on the podcast, but I know you said it to me, so we'll reiterate.
Yeah, Nick was supposed to be on one of these podcasts, but he doesn't want to go anywhere because of corona. I'm pretty sure he's sitting at home right now with a mask.
When you meet him on the podcast,
and his girlfriend drew lips and lipstick on their mask, and they're just kissing each other through the mask. I can see it already.
Did they do that?
I guarantee they are doing that right now at this moment. Think about who you're talking about.
It's called.
You're not calling him.
Of course not. In the middle of a live show.
It's not live.
I know. I like to pretend it is.
If it was live, it'd be horrible.
If it was live,
I gotta edit half this shit out. It's gonna be 10 minutes long.
The first long story is gonna have the shortest podcast.
What was the last thing I was talking about? So
the ghost, the priest, fucking the kid.
Yeah. So the Ray, holds the priest at gunpoint now that he thinks that he's raped his kid, which he probably would if he had the chance because he's a priest. I don't know if I said before that Catholics priests rape children, but they do. So they get
Father Gigant.
He tells Rusty to go get Alex, and then them that they're going with him. So it's based off his real truck. Not really, actually, because he didn't have a bed. He had a flat bed.
Which is even more badass. He had way more smart shit with that.
Oh, and he had smokestacks and shit.
Oh, dude.
He was a badass old Santa Claus, man.
Were they custom smokestacks?
I don't know.
Gotta be custom.
Yeah, they had to be.
You ain't coming off the lot with smokestacks.
Yeah. And so on the way there, he stops at Hardee's, which is he used to show up to the meeting every morning with Hardee's. And by the way, Hardee's has the best breakfast sandwich.
We've had this conversation. I cannot confirm nor deny. This is something
you can't, but understand where the good taste comes from is this guy. And I don't know what it's called, but it's like the little sausage links, the little smokies. It's like
that. Ask for my help now, asshole. You already just wrote off my opinion, so this is yours now.
Your opinion's garbage.
Talk about the sandwich.
I was talking about it. The little, whatever the fucking sausage links are called, smoked sausage. It's a smoked sausage sandwich, and it's fucking amazing. And I had never been to Hardee's before, South Carolina, or Bojangles. Not to
Bojangles is the shit.
Bojangles
Shout out to Bojangles.
Is amazing.
I will get him a plate for Bojangles.
I was never a big fan of biscuits. I didn't understand the appeal of biscuits till I went to South Carolina. And Bojangles was the spot. But even at fucking McDonald's and shit in South Carolina, the fucking biscuits were 1,000 times better.
Oh, man.
Bigger.
Yeah.
Tastes better. Buttery as shit. I've never had a biscuit like South Carolina.
First time I ever had a Bojangles or any kind of Carolina biscuit. I was in job school.
Carolina
biscuit. I was in job school in North Carolina.
I was in job school
for the Marine Corps. That's what we call it. Otherwise, they call it a job or school. But they have that weird.
I was in job school.
I was learning how to do a job.
They teach you how to have a job.
They were teaching me how to eat crayons. Anyway, so there was Veterans Day weekend, and my roommate and I decided to get a hotel and just stay off base for a few days. Because when you're in student status, there's certain regulations. So we just wanted to party for a weekend. So we got off base, went to a hotel. Every morning we went to Bojangles. And I would always see in these cases these just cheese-covered, amazing biscuits. And they're like $4 a piece. And I was like, better be worth it.
Cheese-covered.
Oh, man. Cheese-covered. Oh, boy. It was delicious.
It's really good as you get the
my mouth's watering.
Not sponsored by Bojangles, but you can sponsor us.
Yeah, if you want to sponsor Bojangles, I will shout out.
The closest one is like Orlando.
I don't care. I'll drive.
I don't know if it's as good, though, because it's not in South Carolina.
That's a good fact.
But they have the blueberry with the blueberry biscuits with the fucking icing on it. Oof. They got some fire biscuits at Bojangles. Bojangles. No need to sponsor.
Best chicken place name, by the way.
Out.
Great chicken name.
Chicken name?
Yeah, like Bojangles chicken.
Bojangles, yeah. The Cajun filet biscuit.
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome.
Any Cajun chicken is going to be absolutely stupid fire. Look at Popeyes. They named it after Popeye, dude, and he ate spinach.
That's actually not true. It's not named after that Popeye. I looked it up.
What's it named after?
Probably the guy. I don't remember.
Old guy named
I was just like, it's not about Popeyes, so probably some dude who has the OG recipe.
That.
Yeah. Also, Popeye wasn't Cajun though. Popeye was.
He talked kind of like a Cajun.
Retarded? No, that's
whoa.
No, that's from Tom Segura's special.
Yeah. Like,
he said you can't say the R word, so he's gonna start calling people Cajun. No, I like Cajuns.
I do too. My mom's first husband is a Cajun.
I used to work with a lady who was Cajun. She was Cajun as fuck.
They are crazy as hell, but they're awesome. I fucking love them.
They are awesome. They're awesome, except for crawfish. I don't understand crawfish.
I've never had one, so
let me explain to you crawfish. You're expecting like I don't know, like you take off the fucking
like a shrimp lobster.
Dude, there's no meat. It's just juice. You're just drinking Cajun broth out of a fish head. There's no meat in a fucking. I don't understand that at all. Yeah, I'm not a big crawfish fan.
We're from Florida. We eat gator tail. That's our thing.
Gator tail's very good. Gator tail has meat. Crawfish doesn't. It's like you might get a little string of meat and then it's just drinking fucking Cajun broth out of the shrimp head, man.
It's gotta be good broth. I've seen it be made.
The broth is good, but you can suck the broth off. I mean, you know what I mean? It's
you can suck anything off anything. I got you, Russell. I heard you.
I feel like we're not even that drunk for this one. I feel drunker than I am, I think.
I feel hammered than I am drunk.
We had like whiskey and moonshine last time, and this time I'm on a beer and a half. And
we can eat that moonshine apple I got.
No, yeah, he wanted to eat a 7-year-old apple on the fucking podcast.
I wanted to split it. See what happens.
No, you can eat it right now. I'll pause it, and you can eat a 7-year-old apple. I'm not eating a 7-year-old apple.
Pause that.
Are you going to do it?
Pause that. And we're live-ish over there. So the other night, my buddy, it's quarantine, obviously, all bars are closed, but a friend of ours has a home bar down the street. And as I pull up, another friend comes up with a whole box of liquor. And in there is this can, or this jar, that I recognize because he's had it for a long, long fucking time. And we finished the moonshine in it. And I said, you know what might be a good fucking idea? Oh, man, it's going to be hard to open again. We couldn't get it open the other night either. Oh, God. I got it open the other night and took skin off my fingers.
Hold on a second.
Resume. All right, so as you can see, there's some age going on around the room, so it took us some technical difficulties to get it off. But I remember this jar. Oh, God.
That's an apple?
Oh, it's an apple, buddy.
It's like a plum.
Oh, yeah, it does. I thought so. This is the apple in question. 7 years. A lot of alcohol.
Soaked in moonshine.
Soaked in moonshine.
You gonna eat the whole thing?
No, fuck no. Take a bite. Came out of show
All right.
his ass and take a bite.
Here we go. 7-year-old apple soaked in moonshine. Sorry for the.
If I don't die
distraction
from
the story.
Corona, I'm definitely not dying from this.
True. Do it. Oh, I can hear the crunch. How's it taste?
Like,
Gucci Gang?
dude, I'll tell you what, if that doesn't taste like straight fucking moonshine.
Well, it's been
Oh
sitting
my
there
God.
for 7 years.
There was zero apple taste to that.
It's older than my niece. Or as old as my niece. All right. Well, let's
my
move this
God.
out of the way.
Yeah, let's get this the fuck out of
You're
here.
gonna throw up over
I'm
there.
not going to throw up now.
Um,
It's already down the hatch. Gate closed.
somebody's gonna be tripping here soon. So yeah, I don't. I
Call
probably
me
just
E
went.
bitch because I ate the apple.
It's good, man. That was a good one, and I'm being sincere.
Thank you.
So I don't remember where we were, but Ray brings the boys and the priest out to the Stick Marsh, based off the real one that's by us.
C-54 Canal.
Let's give away our location. Well, we said Sebastian and shit,
Yeah.
and so yeah. He ends up stabbing the priest about 63 times. There's a whole build up to it where he, says a prayer for him, and the priest dies, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah, the stabbing.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous. Which character kept count? Was it yours or mine?
My character kept count because he just kept stabbing and stabbing away. And then he... Go ahead.
I was going to say, which at what point you would think, so he's a Santa Claus looking guy, so he's not in good shape. And now, I don't know if you ever stabbed anything or anybody, but what was it, like 60-something stabs?
63, I think.
That's exhausting. It's exhausting.
His son was just raped.
Yeah, well, that's true. But I
Right,
mean, can you
ghost,
switch
not
hands or
right,
anything like
yeah.
that? Like, fuck, man.
Man, I'm just not leaving enough information in there for Alex's...
Imagination, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, you guys have to use your imagination sometimes. I thought that's what reading was, but I know none of you guys like to read. And then another one of my favorite parts, really what's the main, honestly, the main thing that got this story written was the pogo stick dismemberment of the priest.
Oh yeah, because after he's killed, our characters are tasked out to do the job
To
of parting
cut him
him
up.
Yeah, I essentially chop a human being and feed the gators that are in the canal.
And in my mind, it's just so funny that the shovel's not driving through, because I'd imagine, never tried, I'd imagine it'd be pretty hard to actually drive a shovel through somebody. I could be wrong. Maybe we'll try it later. But I just love the thought of them both holding the shovel with Rusty's feet on the what do you call that? The foot.
I don't even know. You guys know what I mean. The bent over part where you put your foot on.
Yeah, the part where you drive your foot through with both his feet on there, and they're both just Rusty's pogo sticking with the help of Alex across it just to cut him in half. That just makes me laugh so hard. I love gore.
Mixed with comedy.
Mixed with comedy, yeah. I love gory movies, even though they make me cringe and shudder and...
Yeah, see, I never got that. I'm not a big fan of horror or gore, mainly because I don't enjoy that feeling.
That's Django Unchained, where you fucking...
That's
it's just,
different.
That's gore.
That is gore, but it's not the main plot point. The main plot point
That's not
is
the main plot point of this, either.
But it's not... They weren't... We'll get into that another time. I disagree.
I disagree.
Aren't you supposed to keep potato salad in the fridge? I disagree.
Yeah, we shouldn't be quoting other shit.
That's true.
We're
That's
giving it.
true.
It's from American Dad.
That's
one
Shout
of our
out to
favorite
American
things to
Dad,
say. Yeah. So then, after that night, or after that night, it's the same night. After they chop up the body, Ray brings him back. They come back to their house. They realize that the all the cat blood, everything's gone. The house is fucking spick and span. And they find out that the ghost did it. This is where it really starts to show who this girl was.
I know who she's based off of.
Okay, don't say it.
No.
Oh, you don't know her, so I don't know how you would know
never
her.
mind. I had a guess then. Well.
It was. I've already said it's the girl who I lived with in.
Oh yeah, I'm done.
South Carolina. That fucking moonshine apple started to kick in.
Disregard.
Yeah. So she cleaned the house. That's
jazz.
one thing she was good for. She would clean the house. She would get drunk all the time. She would put ice in her beer and just chew on it with her dead tooth. It was so gross.
So gross.
She had the Jersey accent, which would get way more intense when she got drunk. And she would say, "Whatever." So this girl had a book of every dude, a journal of every dude she had slept with, rated 1 to 5 stars.
How many stars did you get?
I think she gave me 3 stars.
Gave you 3 stars above average.
She told me if I did something else, then I would get 4 or 5.
So we're blowing the lid off this right here. Russell slept with her. The person it's based off of.
It was Kentucky. There's nobody
consensual.
Around. It was consensual. Of course, it's consensual. You mean
Kentucky
on her part or my
consensual.
part?
Consensual Kentucky were alliteration. I was just doing a thing. Fuck off.
It shouldn't have been consensual on my part, but unfortunately, it was.
So when
I've
you
done a lot of
picture how
gross
nasty
things.
this chick is, just know.
Well, they don't
Yeah.
actually know.
Well, when you
It's worse
envision
than
it,
you
just
think.
imagine this guy in there.
Well, my character does. We'll get into that later. Not proud of it, but every guy's got girls that they slept with that they're not proud of.
I have a couple on my list that shall not be named. They're basically Voldemort. I have a couple of Voldemorts on my list.
It's a good one.
Right?
A couple of Voldemorts. Unfortunately, I wrote about her. I only wrote about her because Austin was like, "I'm gonna send her your address, and she's gonna come to your house." And I was like, "I'll kill that bitch on my front lawn." And then one of us came up with the idea, well, she'll come back as a ghost and rape you. That's literally where this was born from.
The character.
Yeah. So a really gross story about her that I have the video on my phone. It's just really mostly audio. So yeah, this girl would have at least 3 different guys, 3 new guys a week over the house. We had no furniture, so you could hear everything going on in the house.
Echo.
Yeah,
Sound
she was really gross. I would say I only, got in there
Now when he says
one
gross,
time,
he
but
means
it was
morally.
probably a couple times. I mean morally, physically, and emotionally gross.
Mainly morally.
Yeah, definitely the grossest
What's her attitude?
place
about
I've ever put my.
It's definitely the wettest cave I've ever put my bat in. For
Ugh.
sure.
No, gross. Stop trying to. Don't make it hot because it's gross.
Corona.
So anyway, so she had this. All right, so she had this guy come up from Florida.
It's a great story.
This guy was with his son. They were from Florida. We were in South Carolina at the time. He was driving to Massachusetts with his son to go see his son's mother because she was dying in a hospital.
It's a
Massachusetts.
touching story, honestly. Until she gets involved.
So she told us about this guy coming up, all that shit. We didn't have furniture in the living room, and so the acoustics were nice. The acoustics were really nice. Me and Austin were hanging out in my room. We could hear in my room her screaming, "Oh, daddy," all that shit. Gross shit, she would say.
Where was the son sleeping at?
The son was right outside of her bedroom door, in a bed in a room that is just empty, listening to her dad give to this just abominable snowman of a person.
As he's sitting there, like, he still loves my mom.
Yelling,
He still loves my
"Oh,
mom. He
daddy!
still loves
Oh
my
my
mom. He
god,
still loves
dude!
my mom."
Me and Alex, me and Austin walked out laughing, filming. Like we felt really bad for the kid, but we were like, we couldn't believe this shit, so we recorded her screaming. I have it on my phone. If you see me in public, I'll play it for you. I'm not gonna do it on here, but
It's called the street shout out, guys. If you don't,
I
walk
couldn't
up, you ain't gonna hear it.
believe that kid's mom's dying, and her dad stopped in South Carolina to fuck this disgusting girl.
His mom's dying, but his dad's living. I'll tell you what, man. I'll tell you what, boy.
Anyways, so yeah, I know there's a ghost that lives in the fucking house. She was gonna be a bigger part, and then I realized like this character sucks. Yeah, she's in it a little bit.
She doesn't
more.
suck at first. She doesn't suck. She would just suck to continue writing about. Her parts are good.
Yeah, this episode's good, but I didn't want to keep writing about her because like, what the fuck am I gonna do with a ghost?
Seriously, what are we turning into fucking?
A lot of this shit was me writing myself in the corner, and you just won't believe how I wrote myself out of it. That's where the pure genius comes from. Yeah, so that was pretty much it. We do have the Instagram hottie of the week.
Oh yeah, she's a smoke show.
Yeah, she's a smoke show, but you probably all follow her already because she's pretty popular. Sophia Beverly, just huge.
She's a voluptuous young lady.
ambition.
Ambition, yeah.
Yeah, she's super hot. I'll put her name in the description below.
Click those links, bitches.
Yeah, make sure you read this episode, please. Show your friends. It's definitely been the podcast has been doing pretty good, but I mean, you guys are watching and apparently not reading the story.
Which, you know what, man? Either way, you can get what's going on with the story. Which, granted,
I-
read the
we-
fucking story.
we
But if you don't,
appreciate-
we
yeah.
appreciate this as well.
Appreciate the
Just watch.
podcast, but I mean, the story is the best part.
The story
me
is
and
better.
him mumble about shit for 45 fucking minutes. Definitely not the highlight.
No, the best dialogue and the best quips and jokes, they all come out of the writing. And honestly, as we were
Best
rereading,
sex scenes.
as we were rereading this, I literally looked over at Russell. I was like, "Thank you for giving me that line because that was hilarious." I called Harvey an Augustus Gloop looking motherfucker, and I love that line. I love Willy Wonka.
Spoiler alert, that's from Willy Wonka if you haven't seen it yet.
Thought it was from 21 Days Later.
And I guess that's about it. I guess we covered everything. And I feel like I'm forgetting something.
I do too. I feel like but we got the Instagram hottie.
We actually got that one this time.
Yeah.
All right, that's gonna be it for
That's
this
gonna be
time
it.
because this episode
Eat
wasn't that
shit.
great. Woo!